Hey guys, we just got done seeing Pixels, and this is a Happy Madison Productions. So before we go into the movie, what's your view on Adam Sandler and Happy Madison in general? I mean, yeah.
No, it used to be good, but no. What about you?
I mean, I tried to go into this movie without the mindset, another Adam Sandler movie. But when I hear about a new Adam Sandler movie, I'm not like, yes, a new Adam Sandler movie. I'm like, a new Adam Sandler
I'm
movie.
kind of on the same level with you too. Not everything he did in his prime was good. Like, a lot of his movies do not hold up, but some of them do still hold up pretty well. And a lot of his drama movies are really good too. But I agree, it's just a lot of his movies over the years, they just get worse and worse with quality. It's the same crap over and over again. And it's like, with you, like, I know Adam Sandler can be funny, so I want to always give him a chance, but he just constantly disappoints. But with Pixels, I wanted to give this a chance because we've talked this before, I'm very nostalgic for arcades, personally. I miss them. I wish they would be more popular again, and I really love the old stuff, like Pac-Man and Galaga and stuff. So when I saw the trailer for this, I was like, this is really stupid, but it might be kind of fun. So I came into this with an open mindset. I was discouraged at how bad the critics' reviews have been. Like, this is bad on Rotten Tomatoes. You know what? This is a very, very Adam Sandler movie. A lot of the same jokes.
All the Adam Sandlerisms are
almost all of them. Like, ha ha ha, ha hee hee, very just. But you know what? I don't know. I did not hate this movie. I have to say that. I don't know if I can really recommend the movie, but I did not hate it. I wasn't mad watching it, and there were a lot of jokes that I thought were funny.
I enjoyed watching.
I had fun with a lot of parts.
I thought this was the worst movie I've seen all year.
Well, you haven't seen some of the movies.
Yeah,
the
last comedy that I saw in the theaters was, and I actually didn't do a review of it, but was Ted 2. And that's the second worst film I've seen this year. The worst being Mordecai, which was also a comedy. But, one of the things
That's a comedy? I couldn't tell.
Oh, really? I think one of the things that made me not be angry with this movie is that even though it's a very Adam Sandler movie, there is one trait about this movie that is not Adam Sandler. And I mean that in a good way. A lot of the movies that are terrible that Adam Sandler's in, it's the character that he plays. Because he'll either play a moron with a goofy voice, like in Waterboy, or he'll just play a douchebag. Just a jerk. Like in Grown Ups, or Chuck and Larry, or Jack and Jill. He'll just play this annoying douchebag that you hate, and yet that's your character throughout the whole film. And in this movie, his character is nothing special. He's a very generic character, and Adam kind of plays him just kind of casually. But I was okay with that, because I was like, at least he's not annoying.
Well,
he wasn't an annoying character.
Yeah, and also, I mean, like, in all his other movies, he plays an annoying character, and the focus of the movie is on the character that he plays and everything that happens to him because he's playing this character.
Billy Madison.
In this movie,
Waterboy.
He plays the character, but he's a character with stuff going around him that doesn't have to, like, isn't directed at him. You know,
there's actually a plot.
Yes.
to this movie.
It's like you can watch this movie without having to focus directly on Adam Sandler the whole time.
Like, this movie is like, from a plot perspective, this is like Sharknado levels of silliness, stupidity. But it didn't bother me, though. I don't know. I wasn't annoyed by it, because the movie doesn't take itself seriously, and as silly as it is, it's not, like, condescending. It's not, like, insult. I didn't feel like it was insulting your intelligence. Like, it's more of just, like, it knows that it's dumb fun. Now, again, it doesn't totally work. There's a lot of jokes that do not work. There's a lot of pee gags and immature gags that do not work.
Toilet humor.
Adam Sandler toilet humor. But there was a lot of jokes I liked. There was a lot of 80s references that I liked. One thing I do like about a lot of Adam Sandler's movies is I love the music that he plays. He's always playing classic rock, but he picks good songs for his movies, I think. And again, I'm a sucker for arcade nostalgia. There's a lot of that in this movie. The first 10 minutes was my favorite part, because it opens with him as a kid playing the arcades. I loved that. I just loved the way how they did that. I thought that was done really well. And Peter Dinklage, he was He was Peter Dinklage.
he was pretty funny.
He was great. He was so funny. Him and Brian Cox.
Brian Cox is in this movie.
Brian Cox is in this as kind of somewhat of an antagonist, like a human antagonist.
Yeah, not really.
Well, he's just the mean military
just a by
general.
the books general who
disapproves.
Who wants to do everything realistically, I
Yeah,
guess. You
But
know?
he wears a different uniform.
Every single scene that you see him in, he's wearing a different military. Like first it was the Navy, then it was the Air Force, then it was Army, then it was the Marines.
Yeah.
It was
I
hilarious.
I think that might have been
That's probably a
gag.
joke.
It's probably like
joke.
a gag.
It's a gag.
I thought he was great. Brian
Sean
Cox,
Bean is in this too.
Sean Bean is in there for one scene, and he was kind of fun. Him and Brian Cox at one point almost get killed, and they both like hug each other. I thought that was kind of funny.
Sean
It's
Bean
childish,
and Brian
but
Cox.
anyways, what I'm saying, we're going on with Peter Dinklage. A lot of the supporting cast, I thought, kind of made this movie. The acting, I did not think was that bad.
Nope.
The kid actor wasn't that good, but like
The love interest too. Sometimes
she wasn't that
It was
good.
kind of.
But I mean, Kevin James was Kevin James, and I like Kevin James, but it was just kind of everything that he's always done. So frankly, he didn't bring much to the table. But I think he did fine for what he did. There were some moments where he said or did something that was kind of funny, but Kevin James I like him, but he really needs to like kind of break out of his shell, because I feel like ever since King of Queens ended, he just doesn't really do anything anymore that's like different or that stands out. I guess this was probably better than Mall Cop 2. We didn't see that, but this had to be better than that. But I mean, he was fine. Sandler was tolerable. Putting it nice, he was tolerable. He was not obnoxious. Peter Dinklage was awesome. That Pac-Man scene, though, that's in the trailer, the Great Pac-Man, that really is his only scene. I mean, really.
It's the best scene in the entire
It is the
what scene?
With the creator.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you've seen it in the trailer. That's his whole part there.
Give that man an award. He's the best supporting actor.
He's great.
Yeah, well, and then the other guy, I don't know who that actor is. I feel like I've seen him in other stuff, but the other, like the,
I'm gonna lose it. He was
actually kind of the main supporting actor.
He was with Kevin Hart in the wedding movie. I'm trying to remember the name of. You guys keep talking about it. I'm gonna look at this. I forget. He's a comedian, so bring up whatever you want to talk about.
Oh well, I just wanted to I wanted to talk about that guy's character. So
yeah, go ahead to talk about it.
Oh, well, he was ridiculous. Like
yes,
I can't really say whether or not he was funny. I just thought I found him funny because of how
over the top he was.
Yeah,
he was.
I don't know if I was
ridiculous.
finding his jokes funny or just how ridiculous he was funny.
Josh Gad. That's his name, Josh Gad.
Okay.
I should know that because he's a popular comedian.
It's hard for I don't know. I mean, I'd have to sleep on
I
it.
think Josh Gad was hilarious in this movie, like Peter Dinklage, because he was camping it up intentionally. But with that said, one of the problems is that just not all the jokes that they gave him were funny.
Like we were laughing at stuff
I
that
wasn't.
I don't know if we were supposed to be laughing at it, but it was just we were laughing because of how ridiculously stupid.
Not all the jokes that he did land. There's this whole thing on him and the video game character that he has a crush on. That was just I did not find that funny.
Yeah, you were like Sebastian when we watch movies on Monday. You were just on your phone the whole time.
I was. I didn't really watch, but so the screen is so big and my phone screen is so tiny, so I saw it with this black box in the screen. I didn't enjoy this movie. If you haven't caught on,
But you liked it, right?
oh, I loved it.
Dude,
There was at least 3 jokes that were funny. 10 out of 10.
yeah.
That's our critic.
Should we just be like that one critic on every Adam Sandler movie that gives it that on Rotten Tomatoes that gives it the one person? Oh, well, it's not that bad. 10 out of 10. Be that. Well, Grown Ups 2 isn't the worst movie ever made. Perfect movie. Come on. Yeah, and that's what I am going to be honest. There were a lot of times that I laughed. There were a lot of times that you laughed. You never laughed.
There was a lot of times where it was awkward, where I was taking off my glasses like, oh my god.
Yeah. But the point I make is that even though you and I overall had fun, I cannot recommend this movie. This was not a good movie.
Yeah,
It was
and also
stupid,
another
and there was a
thing-
lot of cringeworthy moments.
There was
Like-
a lot of stupid stuff, but also unlike Adam Sandler, there was some clever parts.
Yes,
Like in the whole attack scene with the Tetris.
I love that.
That was great.
Eliminating the
there's-
building and having that was
in
really
the
cool.
final-
I loved that.
In the final act, the aliens just send out an army of 8-bit 8-bit characters, and at one point there's these Tetris blocks that are building a line on a building, and then when they got the line cleared out, a chunk of the building was destroyed and it crashed down. It was like Tetris actually happening. That
Yeah.
was really
That was
clever.
nice.
Like little things like that was really clever. I really thought they could have done more with the Duck Hunt dog.
Yeah.
The Duck Hunt dog has a little cameo, and I was like, nobody,
Well, also
everybody
that-
hates the Duck Hunt
Everybody,
dog.
yeah.
So why didn't they shoot the Smurf? Why didn't they shoot the Duck Hunt dog?
Well,
Like,
I would
I
have
mean-
cheered for
And
that.
also, like what was the other trophy thing? What I don't know what that's.
I don't know
called.
what that is.
Yeah, I don't recall it.
I don't know all the
I
arcade.
thought he was annoying.
He was annoying, yeah. But I mean, that's the thing, though. Is
And also, I gotta say, this is pretty much this entire movie is all, special effects. I thought the
Yeah.
special effects for the most part were pretty good.
They were.
representing 8-bit arcades, it was good actually. I mean, it's 8-bit arcades, but that's the point. It's supposed to look like the arcades. I thought the Donkey Kong stuff was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Granted, they
I mean, the
make
special effects,
Donkey Kong
like-
look like a much more flexible game than it really is. Donkey Kong is not that flexible of a game. It's very choppy. But I will say this about the game. It made me want to go home and play Pac-Man. It made me want to go home and play Dig Dug.
But you don't have those.
I have some of them.
Oh.
I have one of those plug and play
Oh,
things,
right.
and it has I have a joystick and a button that has Pac-Man, Galaga, Dig Dug, and 2 other games. But anyways, I mean,
Another thing I will say, you can tell that this movie was made by people who were nerds in the 80s, not just
really? You
not
think
just
so?
for the games, but like this movie is a love letter to nerds. Like, hey nerds, you're not nerdy, you're cool. I mean, look at
Nerds
these
give the
guys.
best kisses.
Nerds give the best kisses, and all that. I was like, ugh.
Absolutely.
I will say, yes, that's true, but there was one scene where they said, gaming, you don't use that in the rest of your life. I don't think they looked at League of Legends or
Yeah,
Dota
yeah.
or
They
all
were
these
like,
multi-million-dollar things.
Adam Sandler is
Right.
like, there's a point where he's talking to the one guy, and he's like, yeah, all these video game skills that we used, we can actually use them in the real world now. It's like, well, that's not
already.
entirely true.
Yep.
These days, video games are very big. I mean, there is a
Yeah.
college recently in
You
Chicago.
can make it rain! That's all
There's
I
a
got.
college in Chicago,
Chicago.
Chicago that recently started giving out scholarships
Yeah.
for video games.
Video games really are, they have evolved a lot. And I get what they were trying to come across, but like, this
But
idea
also-
of like Adam Sandler playing a new game and trashing and being like, this isn't
Yeah.
fun. It's
Mhm.
like, where's the heart and stuff?
It's
like,
this movie though is definitely like, oh well, these new games aren't cool. Arcades are cool.
Arcades are-
You
and
shouldn't play these new games. Those aren't cool. Arcades
Yeah.
are cool.
like I said, I love the old stuff. I love the arcades. But even though I don't consider myself a modern gamer, there's only 2 reasons why I don't really play new video games. One, I can't afford it. I can't. I go to these movies every week. I can't afford it. But 2, I
I go to these movies every week. How can I afford it?
I don't know. How do you? I don't
Barely.
know. Yeah. Very carefully. And also, I just wouldn't have the time to put into it. I just wouldn't want to put the time into it. But I definitely appreciate how much games have evolved. Like, there was a big debate when Roger Ebert once said that he does not this was years ago, obviously, but he said that he doesn't consider video games art. And a lot of people went back and forth on that, and even Doug Walker posted a really good video where he talked about whether or not you can consider games art. And I totally think that games have become
If you
that.
can consider movies art, then you can consider games
Absolutely, the car. And Ebert's argument to the fans were, yes, but you see, movies have this and this and this. a lot of the things that are in a movie that you consider movie art are now in a video game. Maybe not back when Pac-Man was around, but now video games have a story. They have characters, three-dimensional characters that have an arc. You know, look at the Metal Gear games and look at, Mass Effect, Halo, and all that. They have evolved literally into storylines,
interactive movies.
Exactly. So video games, I do disagree with that. I mean, the movie wants to be nostalgic, but this mindset of that video games aren't what they used to be, to some extent, yes, but to another extent, no. Like, video games have arguably gotten better on that. They've become something more special.
When this movie was going, I had this thought. Most of Adam Sandler's fan base nowadays, would you say, is more younger people?
Yes.
Yes. So a lot of the...
It's not going to be the people that originally watched his stuff.
No, I know. So a lot of the references and stuff in these movies, a lot of the people watching these movies are not going to get it.
Yeah.
Like, there was a lot of things that
Why do you think this movie failed?
Like when the aliens are sending their messages to the humans, they send them like as
musicians and television characters.
Recordings of 80s things with like a voiceover over it. But I didn't know any of those things.
Like, I recognize Madonna.
Yeah, not Madonna.
I recognize
and a lot of the people that are Adam Sandler's fans. I feel like a lot of the people who are Adam Sandler's fans are going to get frustrated watching this movie because they don't get the reference.
Unless you're a longtime fan and you still like his new stuff, which I don't know how you could. But
yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is, these are all legitimate, like, actual problems that are worth bringing up, other than just the obvious stupid stuff. And, you know, it's because of that, and a lot of other reasons, obviously, this was not a good movie. I don't recommend it. I just wanted to point out from the beginning that this was better than a lot of, in my opinion, this was a lot more watchable than a lot of his previous movies.
If I was put in a room and I was forced to watch an Adam Sandler movie, that I could survive watching this.
Yeah. If you had to choose between this, Jack and Jill, Grown Ups 2, That's My Boy, well, I would probably kill myself, but I would definitely choose Pixels over all of them.
I can even agree on that.
I mean, I think this movie, it could have been so much better, but it said it was based on a short film in the credits, which kind of makes me curious as to if that's any good. But.
So how about this? Okay, if it would have been another actor in the title role, do you think it would have been better?
No, I think if it wasn't made by Happy Madison, it could have been better.
Hmm.
It does. Look at the Benchwarmers. Adam is nowhere in that cast, but that's a Happy Madison movie, and that has Adam Sandler's stink all over it. I mean, it really doesn't matter, because, like I said, Adam is not the problem. Adam's acting is not the problem. It's the writing that's the problem. So, if they got a better director behind it and a better company, Chris Columbus, who made he made the Home Alone movie. He's made some good movies.
Harry Potter.
He did the Home Alone movies. He did Harry Potter, but he also did a lot of bad movies too.
And this is one of them.
And
he did all the Harry Potter movies?
No,
just
the first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I just wanted to point out that this was a bad movie. I don't think it's quite as bad as 13% on Rotten Tomatoes, but it is a bad movie. I just wanted to point out this wasn't terrible. I'm not going to put this on my worst films.
It wasn't frustrating to sit through like...
I'm not mad I saw it.
Frustrating to sit through like Mordecai.
Yeah.
Mordecai was just frustrating.
Yeah.
But this was... I was actually having a good time.
Yeah, it was... I had enough fun with it, but I still can't recommend it. It was not a good movie.
Save yourselves.
I will say, I don't see myself putting this on my worst films of the year list. You will,
oh, yeah.
but I will. I've seen too many bad movies this year. But
it was just meh.
But I mean, again, I saw the last time I saw was Ted 2. This was a million times more watchable than freaking Ted
Why don't you
2.
talk about Ted 2?
No, I'd rather talk about Sharknado 3 because I just watched that last night. I don't really have much to say about it was Sharknado 3.
You want to talk trailers really quick? Because we actually got a lot of new trailers that I haven't seen before.
Yeah, we can bring up. Let's talk trailers real quick. I missed the first one.
What was the first
one? The Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg.
No, that wasn't the first one.
Oh, really?
There was another one that was first. Do you remember?
No.
I don't.
I think
I
I'd
don't
already
remember.
tuned myself out in preparation for this movie.
Okay, we'll talk about the Mark Wahlberg.
Okay,
one
well,
then.
well, I'm so much worse at talking about it than you are.
Okay, well then let's skip that one.
You haven't seen the trailer. You didn't.
I didn't see.
I mean,
I was getting some
it-
food, so I
for,
missed the
for
first
me,
one.
it looked kind of enjoyable. It looked along the lines of the other guys because it's Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg back together in a comedy,
Mhm.
and it looked
Okay.
it could
We
be
got
kind of fun.
an animated film about dogs, and that looked.
That
That was
pretty
kinda
There
cute.
was no, it was all animals.
Oh, you're right. It was about pets. It's about
The
pets.
Secret Life of Pets, or
Yeah.
something like that. It's about basically the plot of the movie is a very like Pixar.
It's Toy Story. It's Toy Story.
Yeah,
with
no,
pets.
it's about like what your pets do
when you're gone. Yeah, it's like Toy Story but with pets. Yeah.
Well, it's made by the guys who did Despicable Me and I think the Minions and stuff. So it's that
DreamWorks.
style. Yeah, it's that style.
Very
of
very
animation.
DreamWorks. Like you can
Yeah.
tell.
So,
like just
but
the
one to
animation
watch out.
style.
That might be. I mean, System of a Down was in the trailer.
Yeah,
so
that
that's
was
cool
great.
enough.
That was probably the most I've ever
You
laughed at a trailer.
Laughed so hard. Yeah. And then we got
That's great.
Hotel Transylvania 2. I didn't see the first one. That came out the same year that like a lot of kid horror films came out. That came out the same year Paranorman came out, which was amazing. And it also came out when Frankenweenie, I think, came out too, the Tim Burton movie. So that kind of got lost in the scramble that year. And out of the three, I saw Paranorman, which was great. But I never saw the first Hotel Transylvania. But we got that, and then we got the guys that did Chicken Run. They got the stop motion animation. They have a
Well,
new
Chicken
movie.
Run and Wallace and Gromit.
That was-
Wallace
yeah.
and Gromit's what they're most known
Yeah,
for.
you're right. You're right. I love that animation. I love it so much.
They're so good at it, and it's. I love watching it because you just know how much work within
It was.
that.
It just
Because it's such beautiful stop animation and
so much work put into it.
oh so much work.
It's insane. Like stop
I
motion
mean,
is
when
such
I
a
was
dead
growing
art,
up,
but
I
it's
used
so
to watch
good.
Wallace and Gromit growing up, and I
Mhm.
loved it.
That was one of the things I liked so much about Paranorman. Because Paranorman's the exact same way.
Oh,
It's stop motion animation.
like clay stop.
It's
motion.
it's not clay, but it's stop motion.
Okay.
It's old school 2D animation. And so it's
Okay.
not digital. It's not CGI. So it looks really beautiful. But yeah, that looked like it'd be pretty fun. Did we get what else did we get?
Probably we got like. I mean, we always get like 7 trailers.
Yeah. I don't even remember what other trailers we got, but I mean those were some of the new trailers that we
Oh,
got.
also, I was looking up today because I was interested. You know that Owen Wilson movie we got a trailer
yeah,
for
yeah.
a
I've been
long
getting
time ago?
trailers for it.
Yeah, it comes out in August.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Hopefully that'll be good.
Didn't we have a trailer for that one?
No, we got an Owen Wilson movie.
Yeah,
We
I
did.
feel like
Yeah.
we did.
that might have been the one you missed.
Owen Wilson.
That
Okay.
might have been the one you missed, yeah, or one of the ones.
It
you
was
missed.
the same kind of comedy crap.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, isn't he doing Drillbit Taylor too?
Oh wait, okay.
Is that
The
what it was?
the one that he was in. What I remember what the first one was now. What's that one guy? The guy from I always forget his name. The guy from Hangover. The guy with the beard. The guy that everyone loves.
Yeah,
Him and
Zach
him and-
Galifianakis.
Yeah, him and Owen Wilson.
Oh,
have a
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yay! That'll
Yeah.
be
And
good.
you know, we've got
Yeah.
a trailer for that before because I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. Oh well.
His brain is blocked.
That's
out.
our review of Pixels. None of us recommend it, so thanks for watching.